We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
All right.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going, everyone? How's it going on?
Good.
Doing good. Glad to be back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
How are you?
So hey, look, man, I'm just excited that so far the technology is holding up. I'm always about the technology, man. So we're going to be doing our second episode, just a super live stream hangout. And luckily, we've had some wonderful folks join us. We've got Ben from Cadaver Club. We've got the horror miser, Monty G. We got Cory, King Neat Gore himself. And we got Eric. What's going on? And of course, Coriander and myself. Yes. So can't forget that. But we're always here. Come on, we're always here. So it kind of makes sense, you know. But anyways, so tonight we're just going to be doing a little talking. Our main theme that we're going to kind of talk a little bit about is animal themed horror, which that should be kind of interesting. I know a couple of you guys got some things you were thinking about to talk about, so that'll be fun to hear your takes on it. Plus, as usual, I've got a little bit of I guess you could call it like a little bit of a discussion game or whatever that I have not told the guys about. And even Coriander doesn't really know too much about it, but it should be fun. And we'll have Ben showing some nice, cool little collectibles. So that should be fun too. So
Cool.
Anyways, so for you guys in the chat, for you guys watching the replay, sit back, relax. You know what time it is.
Let's get down to brass tacks.
Come on, show your stuff. Let's see it.
All right, let's get down to brass tacks. So guys, when I said we were going to get back together, I said, well, let's figure out what we're going to do for a main theme. We talked about animal themed horror. So I know, Eric, you were one of the first people that had an answer right off the bat, you and Monty, but I'll start with you, Eric. What was a movie that came to mind when you think about animal themed horror?
Well, I was going to pick Monty's choice, but he beat me to it. So we'll keep that a secret till he reveals it. But the reason why I picked what I picked was because I literally watched it probably like 2 or 3 days before you gave me the theme. I picked Orca, the killer whale.
Yes.
And the reason why I picked Orca is a lot of people say it's basically just Jaws with a killer whale. The reason why I picked Orca is I like it because it's not just another killer fish movie, but it's also a revenge movie through the eyes of the orca, which this was like only the second time I'd seen it. All right. and I had totally forgotten about the whole revenge plot. I guess if you want to call it a plot,
Yeah.
like from the first time I saw it. And I'm like, holy shit, this is actually, as dumb as it sounds, it's pulled off
It's
so
not, though.
creatively.
Actually, pretty good.
With from the orca witnessing the death of its mate and not developed child, and then you get the close-ups of the eyes of the orca just staring down the captain, and then it's just step by step it's blowing up refineries and sinking ships and crushing the guy the Native American from Poltergeist 2 under a landslide. And it's just so much fun, I think, from beginning to end. Like, he bites off poor Bo Derek's leg. I mean, my God, what doesn't this damn orca do? You know what I mean? And that's why I love it. I just had so much fun with it.
Not enough. I mean, he's seeing his family getting slaughtered. His partner, orcas, once they find a partner, they're set. You know what I mean? So, it was... I'm so glad you picked this movie because it is such a good one. Yeah.
It's like when Eric picked that one, I said, that's interesting because as we all know, whales don't eat people.
Orca whales actually prey on great whites. That they are the only predator of a great white is an orca whale.
I heard about that. Yeah. And I said to myself when I went to go see this one, I says, wow. Another Jaws ripoff movie, but it was a decent movie, and you do feel sorry for his mate and for his unborn child, and you feel sorry for the whale. And it's a decent revenge movie, and I thought the acting was pretty good, and but it's not Jaws.
Well, nothing's Jaws.
But then again, what is?
It isn't. But this on its own, like you said, Eric, it's completely different.
Yeah.
And, I agree. I love this movie. So yeah.
And then there's I mean, again, we're taking the movie at face value, but there's some like that scene where I can't think of the actor's name, but we'll just call him like the captain, the main guy. After the orca's mate has died, and then the baby is born too early. He just takes a hose and just washes it off to sea like it's nothing, and it's one of those scenes like, wow, okay.
Pretty well.
This is where we're gonna go, and then you close up on the orca's eye, like you're like, okay, fucker, you're gonna get yours, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
That was Richard Harris. He was the captain.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Richard Harris. Yep, you're right. Real quick in the chat too. You guys are gonna love this, man. Patrick's in the chat. He says, "Animal horror and no room for the only guy with a real cheetah." What's going on, Patrick?
Hey, Patrick.
What's going on, Pat? We still love the cheetah.
Triple feature. He says Eric already being called out for being a science denier. Oh man, you guys are too crazy, man. Too funny.
There is another sea creature based revenge story though.
What's that?
Jaws 4, The Revenge.
Oh, jeez. Oh, wow.
Talk about creative, man. How many sharks do you know that roar like a lion?
It's true.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Oh, that was bad, man.
Just to let everybody know, sharks have no vocal cords, so they can't roar.
Nice.
They have a strong sense of vengeance, though, so that's true.
Yeah, man. When I saw that movie, I remember seeing that movie as a kid, and even as a kid, I was thinking, "Wow, this has really gone off the rails." It really has. It was really bad.
Man, I fucking loved that movie. I saw it like 10 times in the theater when it came out. It was so stupid, and I absolutely loved it.
I just love how you said
10 times.
Yeah, I love how you said you love that movie. You saw it 10 times, and then you say it was so stupid.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Stupid movies are the best, man.
Well,
It's a stupid movie. I love it.
yeah. There's always a stupid movie that you really love. As a matter of fact, so that'd be yours, Ben. How about for us, you guys? Do you guys have a stupid movie that you just love, or a movie that most people are like, how the hell could you like that movie?
Too many, man.
Well, I got plenty.
I got plenty. The one movie that a lot of people love, there's actually two. I have two. One is called The Void. A lot of people love the movie, and I just did not get it. Great practical effects. Love the practical effects, but the whole movie make no sense to me. And the other one is Better Watch Out. That's that other Christmas movie that came out at the same time with the babysitter. And I just that kid is so damn annoying. If he couldn't get his way, he'd kill you. And I feel sorry because he even had his best friend try to set up the babysitter that he had a crush on. He winds up killing him because he wouldn't do what he said, and he winds up killing him. It's just a baby. I mean, I've seen some annoying characters, but he was the most annoying character I've seen since the guy in the gallows.
I'm with you on that one. I hate that movie. I'm with you on that unpopular opinion. I didn't love that movie. Everyone else seems to absolutely love it, and I'm not a big fan.
I only loved it because, like, the kid, like, he thought he was so smart. Like, he really thought that he was going to get away with all that stuff. Towards the end, his plans fall apart. And I was like, "That's what your little ass gets."
But that's the whole problem with it. Spoiler, kind of. He doesn't. He actually gets away with it. I mean, he doesn't. There is no sort of just desserts for him, which is, I think, the problem because he was such an unlikable dude for me.
Right. Son of a gun. What about you, Cory? You got to pick one. I know you like that movie. Since
a stupid movie or a bad movie? I mean, there's a lot of them. I mean, Seed of Chucky is pretty stupid, and so is Cult of Chucky.
Now, see, I had fun with Cult of Chucky. I had a lot of fun with Cult
of Chucky. Seed of Chucky is like way more stupid than Cult of Chucky, I think, though. And I don't know, bringing in. I thought it was pretty funny. I liked that movie enough. Like, it was pretty funny. Is this supposed to be a stupid movie that I hate, or like a stupid movie I like?
I think that you like, right?
I like Seed of Chucky.
Yeah,
I do like Seed of Chucky.
Okay,
I think it's
all right.
Yeah, I think they blended up the comedy pretty well. They like went balls deep in the comedy instead of just like trying to walk that thin line, which is actually really hard to do between horror and comedy. And you know, you had some pretty good kills, and I don't know, I like anything set in Hollywood and that's like kind of, you know, not taking itself too seriously. And Seed of Chucky did that.
When John Waters gets it is amazing.
Yes, it is. That is a really good scene.
Who was the director? Was it Ronnie Hu or?
I don't think it was Ronnie Hu.
No, the director was Mancini. Don Mancini directed it.
Don Mancini. Yeah, he's the one.
Ronnie directed Bride.
Yeah,
Bride. That's right. That's right. Because I kept remembering how he was talking about his experience on the Chucky movie, how he transferred that to his experience with Freddy versus Jason, and it was like, no, that's not good. It's not good at all. Anyways, I gotta admit, a stupid movie or a movie that most people don't like that I actually don't mind, and I'll just put it out there, is actually Exorcist 2.
Oh!
No. Well, Monty's leaving.
Monty's like, screw this.
Yeah.
He throws his headset down. He turns off the computer. He's done.
He might actually do that if Knight goes, well, I like it better than the original. They do some things right in that movie.
It is not even in the same universe, but for some reason, when I saw it as a kid, kind of like what Ben was saying, when I saw it as a kid, I saw it on, I don't know what it was, HBO, whatever. And I was interested to see it. I didn't know what was going to happen. And I watched it and I was like, well, geez, that wasn't that good. But it played, you know how they used to, back in the day, a movie would play several times a week. And it would always be at a time when I was able to be like chilling out in the basement without my brother bothering me or whatever. And I watched it a few times and it didn't bother me. It was a stupid movie that I did not.
That just sounds so depressing. You know, you're down in the basement, your brother's finally not bothering you, and you have Exorcist 2 to keep you company.
Before all things. I
think what was it, the Locust or James Earl Jones, spitting that gigantic, red balloon out of his mouth or whatever it was?
Yeah, that was messed up. That was messed up. Yeah, I don't know, man. All I could say was I was a kid. What can I say?
That's true.
You
know, who are we to judge?
when I saw The Exorcist 2, and I guess I was kind of looking forward to it, and then when I saw it, I'm like, what the blankety blank was this?
He was making that face the entire time in the theater.
Oh man, that's why I always say Exorcist 3 is the true sequel to The Exorcist.
It is. It really, really is. There's no doubt about that. I agree with you. All right. Okay. All right. So let's move. That reaction, Monty, that was good. I'm gonna have to play that. I'm gonna have to play that in a greatest hits like that.
Yeah.
So good. All right. So, well, how about we'll go to you, Monty, so you could kind of get the taste of that movie out of your mouth. So, what animal themed horror movie did you want to throw out at us?
It's obviously no one really talks about Man's Best Friend. It's a very decent horror movie, and we talked about this before, Eric, where you have this genetically bred dog, and he can do both anything. The only problem is he's psycho. He's crazy. And very rarely do you see Ali Sheedy in a horror movie such as this. And it's a decent movie. I know, it's a decent movie. I like how they used it was a real dog. I like how they actually used the dog. It was mostly like animatronics, but at times you can you actually think it's a real dog too. You know, I like how how unhinged Max becomes throughout the whole entire movie, and they don't hold back on the gore neither. And of course, Lance Hergensen, he does a great job in this particular
Lance
movie.
is always good.
He's always good too. So more people. If you haven't watched Man's Best Friend, go ahead and enjoy. It's a decent movie.
Anyone in the chat who's never heard of it, if you've seen Friday, that's the movie Johnny Witherspoon's watching in his bedroom when Craig walks in. With the mailman getting chased, and he's cheering on the dog, biting the mailman. Yeah.
Right. You're right. Good call, Eric. Wow. That was a deep cut. That was good. Slasher Fred said there was a TV horror movie called Strays that involved killer cats.
Yeah, that was actually nice.
Yeah, that was a decent one. I like that one.
You saw that? I didn't see that. That's I forgot how the cats. It's something to do with cats, and all of a sudden they just turn. And they start attacking people, but it was pretty good.
It's a ridiculous concept.
Wow. It is. The name is even worse.
It's a nightmare.
Jason's in the chat. He's saying, this is one awesome stream. Beautiful people here. What's going on, Jason? How you doing? Man? All right. So, Coriander, did you... It's so funny.
Okay.
What about you? What were some of the ones that you wanted to throw out there? I know you had one in particular.
Yeah, so the movie I have is Day of the Animals.
Ah,
it has
good one.
Christopher George and his wife Linda Day George. And I don't know if you guys have seen this, but they use real animals in this. And it has to do with like the ozone layer and how it's like depleting, and these animals, you have to be at like a certain elevation up in the mountains, these hikers, and these animals have to be, like I said, at this certain elevation. And they like go crazy, and they start going after these hikers. And the hikers, they even start turning on each other, and they split up into two different groups. And it's a really good movie. And I love, Christopher George. I've always enjoyed his movies, and his wife was in it with him, and it's really good.
That's kind of like some of the movies that came out. I'm a '70s kid, so I basically saw all those movies in the '70s. It kind of reminds me of Food of the Gods.
Yes.
In that particular movie. I've seen a lot of movies back in my day. So.
So you must have seen Kingdom of the Spiders, right?
Yeah, I've seen that one too.
Yeah, that's like another one of my favorites, man.
Isn't that the Shatner movie?
Nice.
Yeah, it's William Shatner.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Captain Spock. Yeah, Captain Kirk fighting spiders.
Yeah. Yeah, he plays a veterinarian. Yeah, it's a great movie.
That's interesting. Interesting twist on that one. The way it works is that mankind has destroyed all the spiders' food sources, so they start attacking people.
In the end, man.
Spiders
are like...
And at the end, the spiders take over.
I'm loving this the more you describe it.
Yeah, I mean the town is
What'd you say?
covered in a web.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It was great. Yeah.
And we got
great
Nick.
movie.
Nick's in the chat saying the only positive I can think of for The Exorcist 2 is the score.
Well, what do you have to say about that, Monty?
About the score? I've only seen The Exorcist 2 one time, so I don't even remember anything about the score. Once is enough.
Somebody make him
you
watch.
saw it once, and you were like, never again.
Never again.
Yeah.
No.
I can tell you, I've seen it twice. And I was just like you. I watched it a second time, and it doesn't get any better. In fact, you might be reading it more.
I would rather watch Repossess before I watch The Exorcist 2 again.
Repossess is fun.
Repossess was, that was a fun one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, absolutely. Slasher Fred said, one of the classic animal horror movies I've seen is the 1990 film Arachnophobia that involved killer spiders. Yeah, that was a good
one. That one was fun.
I remember that one.
You need
That
to
was
see
a good
Kingdom
one.
of the Spiders. Yeah, if
I
you
got it
like
written
that
down.
one,
I'm watching that one.
Yeah, you gotta watch it.
You've
Yes.
got to check it out. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Cory, which one did you want to throw out there? Because I know you had a couple you had
I
said
had
to me.
two. I got some in my eye, but I had two. But I think I'm just gonna go with this one, and then I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about animal horror a little bit later on. But I'm gonna go with 1979's or 70. When did it come out? Yeah, 1979.
I think it was 79.
Prophecy.
Yeah.
Prophecy. Oh, yeah.
I like this movie a lot. I got a little picture pulled up. Is that the one? Well, you got the and I have the little. That's basically what the mutant bear is going to look like. So it's a sci-fi horror thing. You got it all set up. That's lit. So yeah, it's basically like it's like an anti-pollution movie. I think there's like this company dumping all this trash and waste into a river or something like that. That's like a natural habitat for all these animals. And
and
some like
Native Americans.
Yes,
yeah, Native Americans. Yeah.
with the Native Americans in there too, which it makes it interesting. There's like standoffs with people and stuff with the Native Americans, but basically like animals go crazy. It's pretty funny, but whenever you have like the mutant bear coming on screen, it's awesome. The monster looks amazing. There's some pretty funny kills where obviously the bear is attacking people, and I don't know, man. You just got to see it to understand like the brilliance of it. It's pretty damn funny.
I saw that movie when I was a kid. My neighbor was babysitting me. I was like a little kid, and it scared the fucking shit out of me, man.
You're lucky.
I was like at home in bed that night, and I was like, I know there's a goddamn mercury-infested mutant bear that's gonna come fuck me up.
They have that the damn sleeping bag, and like he like smacks the sleeping bag and it flies away. And it's
my god, yeah,
right,
yeah. The sad thing is with these friggin' mills and everything, it's so true because the reservation I live on, we have a mill that's upstream, and they would dump and pollute the river. And it's been, I don't know how many years now that, we have people over here that like monitor the water who work, on the reservation that, like had these mills stop polluting the river because we have salmon, we have people that would eat fish, and you got mercury, you got everything in the water. And it's so true that what these, mills do, it's sad. And this movie, it brings that to, it's a real big, that's the whole plot of that movie. So
it raises awareness.
It was a good point.
Yeah, you made a good point. Yeah.
When I watched it, I mean that was the thing that stuck out to me is that it actually had like a message to it, but it wasn't like it fit within the movie. It's not like it was beating you upside the head with it. Like it fit perfectly in the movie. It was balanced, and of course you have the scary stuff that.
And I mean, it wasn't even just infecting. It wasn't just infecting the animals. It was infecting the people that were living on that water and eating the fish. And so it was.
In reality, we're never going to get monsters coming out of the sea and in the forest attacking people. We're just going to have people getting sick and animals dying. So. It's a really special movie, and I was like, I got to go with that one. Ever since I saw that,
I'm so glad you did. Yeah.
Have you guys seen?
Yeah,
Speaking of
it's-
1979, have you guys seen Long Weekend?
I
Stanley movie?
think I might have seen it, or I know I heard of it. I know that the title sounds familiar.
That's another one where this
What
couple
movie?
goes like camping
Long
in the
Weekend.
wilderness, and like they're disrespectful to nature, and all of the animals fuck them up. It's just like all of nature's like, nah, dude, nah.
Right now, actually.
Nope.
What?
Oh, that sounds awesome.
1979.
What?
Yeah, 1979 is a long weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch
Oh, wow. Dang.
Gotta write
When,
that
when
down.
did you see that one, Ben? Were you a kid when you saw that?
No, I saw it a couple years ago, and they did a remake in 2008, but I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh wow, they made a remake. Oh jeez.
Hmm.
I never had heard of that one. I might have to check that one out. Wow.
Me neither.
Yeah, it was
Nice,
interesting.
nice.
for record.
Mr. Dan in Horror said saw that one, Coriander. The other theme from the 70s, aside from satanic movies, was Nature Gets Revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
There was
like-
quite a few of them.
Yeah, it's like the movie called Frogs.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so funny. I have that on DVD.
Yeah,
Nice.
because
Yeah.
when my brother and I first saw the trailer, we actually thought it was frogs eating people.
I did too. That's the only reason I bought it.
Right?
Yeah, no, that's the only reason why I saw it, because it's like, oh, we're gonna see a bunch of frogs eating people. It really wasn't that, but it was just
Right.
nature turning against humans.
Nice. And we got Angela. Angela's in the chat saying, "Good evening, everyone. Hoping that I am not coming in at the end again."
No,
I
you're at the
know.
you're at the beginning.
Got in early.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. So many awesome faces. You're all right. You're all right.
Not as awesome as the face Monty made when we mentioned Exorcist 2, though.
Oh man. Gorophobe says, "What happened to my Linda Day George comment? It was hilarious, man. Oh, I must not have seen it. Some of these aren't coming in. No.
Yeah, I missed that
Put
one.
it up again, man. Put it up again.
Is that a Gore?
Let's see what we got.
Linda Day George.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because YouTube took it out, but it says Linda Day George. Bastards! Bastards!
Good one. That is good.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
that's what it
yeah.
is, right?
Yeah, Patrick's talking about
Nice.
Patrick's talking about Night of the Lepus.
Oh gosh. Yes, I just saw that. Killer Rabbits.
I love that movie.
Patrick.
That movie
Night
cracked,
Rabbit, man.
that movie cracked me up. Killer Rabbits.
One I grew up with, my mom. It's funny. My mom she's got arachnophobia, but she loved the movie Arachnophobia as well. But I remember growing up, she was always watching one of those old sci-fi. I think it's probably from the 50s, because there's nothing but killer bugs and stuff like that. Anyone ever see Tarantula?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's a fun one for all those
Yeah, I did
sci-fi monster movies,
yeah.
or giant insect movies, I guess you would say.
Mark. Knight, you remember my friend Mark when we did the we actually did a podcast about Tarantula.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
we did a
Yeah, that was a
yeah,
good one.
Yeah.
I liked it. I haven't seen it in a long time though, but I did like that one. Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh, Ben, you were saying you did a location visit from the spots from the birds.
Yeah, I was up in I live in Northern California, but I was up even norther in California, up near Sea Ranch, and I did a few location visits. I haven't posted videos yet, but I went and ate at the restaurant from the birds. That was pretty
Nice.
cool. Then I rode the stretch
Nice.
of land on the from I Know What You Did Last Summer, that little road where they crashed into the dude.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
And I went to the mortuary and the sheriff's station from Dead and Buried. I was up in Mendocino.
Nice. Nice. That is very cool, man. Holy
They didn't
shit.
have the telephone booth still available, right? Where you just go in there and like scream, freak out.
No, they. It was funny. The restaurant, they redid the sort of little mall area where that restaurant is at. But when you go inside, there's like a gift shop, and then there's all these like birds like all over the place, and they had like this display of the old storefront or restaurant front there, and they had the window. In the window, there was a TV screen of the scene from them going into the restaurant playing. It was cool.
That's dope.
Wow. That is cool, man. Very, very
I
cool.
shared some video on Instagram a while back.
Nice. Didn't you do one where you went where they did Phantasm?
Yeah, I went to the mortuary at Phantasm, and I did the lighthouse with the fog as well.
Yeah. I saw the one with Phantasm. I was like, man, that is so cool. That is I love that movie.
That is.
One of my first videos on my channel was the trip to the lighthouse from the fog.
Yeah.
And that is the most beautiful scene, I would say. Like, of all the visits I've done, I had been there before. I'd been there before, even before I saw the movie The Fog. Just because it's a famous lighthouse here in California. And it's absolutely beautiful, man.
Nice. Yeah. I love that movie. Patrick says, The Black Scorpion. I haven't seen that. And Slasher Fred says, Tarantula had an uncredited appearance by a very young Clint Eastwood. Jeez, I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was in the movie.
Yeah, I know Clint's in the second Creature from the Black Lagoon. I didn't remember he was in Tarantula.
Tarantula. Yeah, I didn't remember that either. Nice.
Hey, Phil.
Angela says, Ben does great location visit videos. Yes, very much so. And we got Phil. Phil's in the chat. What's going on, Phil? What's going on? Yeah.
Phil, what's up, horror fan?
Mr. Dan says, let's not forget Birdemic.
You can't forget Birdemic.
No.
Who can forget Birdemic?
I've already forgotten.
I've never seen
I've
it.
never even seen it.
Let's talk about Sharknado while we're at it, right?
It's a masterful movie.
Oh yeah.
What?
I heard the director of that on a podcast once, and he was so goddamn serious about it, like it was his masterpiece. And it's like, obviously,
Really?
being like the biggest piece of shit ever. And it was pretty. He was like very defensive about that. He was like, "No, this is a great film," and I was like, "Okay, more power to you, dude."
Well, man.
I'll say this: he made a movie, and I haven't. So, I'll give him that.
Good for him, because he got his movie out.
Yeah, I guess so.
I feel pretty strongly that I might be able to make a better movie than he did.
I didn't say I wasn't talking about the quality. I'm just saying he made a movie. And
Coriander, if you ever want to see not how to make a movie, go see Birdemic.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh man. Gore Folk says one of the zombie sequels was called Killing Birds, Part 4, I think. Ooh, wow. That's true, Cory?
It's worth seeing.
Is it?
It's
seriously?
Yeah, just watch it. If you see
wait, hold on.
You might as well.
You say it like that.
I might as well, yeah. I don't know if you're really selling me on it.
Like, for real.
I know. Wait a minute. Cory, you're so funny, man, because like you'll ask the place, like, just do it.
Just do it. Like, it's not, if it's free, like, you should watch it. Like, it's probably on Prime Video, I think. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
But if you can watch it for free, I'd watch it for free one time.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll get your money's worth. I take it, right?
You'll get free. Absolutely nothing.
You'll probably want a refund afterwards.
Is it like Blood Rage?
No, it's.
I was watching the Blood Rage stream you guys did, and you guys were hating on it, but Cory knows what's up, man. That's a fun movie.
Blood Rage, man.
Oh, it is. I'm not saying it's not fun.
But
it's cheesy as hell, but it's got
it is.
It's not up there with Killing Birds, though, man. I mean, that movie.
Wow. All right. I'll take a chance on it. Maybe watch it and see what happens. You know, it's like, all right, that's funny. All right. So here's something I'm going to do with you guys. I didn't tell you guys I was going to do this, but just to ask you guys a couple questions about movies that I know that you guys like or are fans of. Okay. And Eric, I'll start with you. And this is, you can just take it as it is, give your best thought on it or whatever. So first question is, in Pet Sematary, who is the villain and why?
Ooh.
If there is one. 'Cause I know you love this movie.
An unintentional villain would be Judd Crandall, because he knows that he shouldn't introduce the creeds to the safe official pet cemetery because of the Micmac burial ground behind it, but he does anyway. Now, granted, if you want to believe the story that the actual burial ground has its powers already in Judd, that's one thing. But I think the unintentional villain of that movie would be Judd.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like that. Yeah.
Now,
Frank Glenn was amazing in that movie.
Eric's one of the only people I know that really liked the remake. I thought it was fine. I thought the ending was a lot darker than the original one, and a lot of people hated it. Got a lot of hate.
I liked the ending, but I wish they would have went with the original ending that they had filmed, because that one was so much more dark. If you guys have seen that one on the Blu-ray or whatever, it's also on YouTube.
Well, what's interesting to me though is that knowing how much you really love the original, and then realizing that you really like, or I don't know, love the remake.
Yeah, I really liked it a lot.
You usually don't see that a lot.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised.
See, I was, when I first heard it was being remade, I got excited because you can improve on some of the effects. Like when Lewis is fighting Gage, he's fighting a Cabbage Patch doll. We all know that, okay? But you can improve on that. And I liked, for anyone not watching, or anyone who hasn't seen it and who's watching this, I like the twist that they did. That was spoiled in the trailer, but I'm like, because I think you can get more out of that. And I liked, I thought the performances were better. I liked this Lewis better than Dale Midkiff, even though I really like Dale Midkiff and everyone keeps complaining saying he's wooden and that sucks in it. I thought he was fine. So I do think there was some improvements. And then, like I said, I went opening night, super excited because, again, also John Lithgow, I'm a huge John Lithgow fan. I think he was fine. He made Judd his own because you can't be Fred Gwynn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wish there was a couple things that they did better, but I left the theater completely happy. And I watched it a couple times since buying it on Blu-ray. I just wish they kept a lot of those deleted scenes in the movie. And I think people would enjoy it more if they did do that. And then again, if they went with that ending that they filmed, I think it would have been a tougher punch to the gut.
Now, what was because I'm trying to. I've only seen it once, but I saw it on 4K when I got it, and I don't remember if I watched it with the original ending or the deleted ending. What was the deleted one?
Okay, well, we know the theatrical was you see the three family of zombies come back, and they're going to open the door, and you just hear like the door lock, and then it fades to black. You don't know what happens to Gage. Well, what happens is you find that they have this struggle in the pet cemetery, but Lewis is not killed like he was killed here. So you don't really know what happens in the pet cemetery with all of them. Then you're finally going through the sidewalk. You see all the blood that we've seen, like how the movie started, and all you do is hear Gage crying. And you see, the family pictures on the wall of happy times and this and that. And it's just Lewis sitting down, holding Gage like he's wacko. He's out of his mind. And then you have a nod to the original movie where Rachel's walking in with just one high heel shoe on. And you just hear the noise of the stuff. And then she's behind Lewis. Lewis is like sitting Indian style holding Gage. And he's crying and crying. And then zombie Ellie is next to him. And then Rachel puts the hand on the shoulder and she says, "Darling," which was the nod to the original, and that's how the book ended. And then it's just a pan just out. So we see the happy family. You have two zombies. You have Lewis, who's insane, just staring at the camera, holding Gage, and Gage is just crying and crying. And then it just fades out into, like, you go out through like the window, and then we get credits. And I get why they would have pulled it, because it's too depressing, in today's society type of thing. I think that would have been the perfect ending for me, because Lewis lost his mind, but his family is back together type of thing.
Yeah,
right.
I would have preferred that ending.
That does sound like the better ending.
I mean, I just so wish they had not have spoiled the twist in the trailer, because I don't have a problem when writers decide to do something different as opposed to in the source material or in doing something when they make remake films. That's good. So long as they pay some homage to the original. But if you come up with your own thing, that's great. That's the reason why I love Evil Dead so much, even like it better than the original. No, but the fact that they had to spoil that twist kind of took almost all the air for me out of the film. I still enjoyed. I still liked the film.
Now, see, that made me more excited because I wanted to know what they could do with it.
I don't even consider that like a secret twist or something. That's just like this. That's just the synopsis of the film. You know what I mean?
Right. But I was more excited. I'm like, okay, let's see what can really happen now, because now things can really change, and they did. And I thought it was great.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one, Eric.
Yeah, because I thought the girl who played the daughter, I thought she did a very good job. She was not the annoying one in the original, because the original one, she was annoying.
Yeah, she was kind of whiny.
Want to do something very bad.
Well, I have a daughter that age. They can be that annoying. Trust me.
We got Van in the chat saying, "What's up, y'all? What's going on? What's going on?"
Hey.
And Angela says, "Very much a philosophy question." I guess so. Van says, "Did y'all like the It remake?" It's funny that you asked that, because I was actually gonna have an It question too. But what did you guys think of the remake?
I loved it. I loved it a lot more than the miniseries, which I'm not a big fan of. I know, unpopular opinion.
Ooh,
I'm kind of
I mean, I thought it was really good. The kids were fantastic. You know, if we're talking about It Chapter 1, It Chapter 1, I thought was really good, and those kids, they knocked it out of the park. In my opinion, they were so good. Like, I really wanted to follow them. But then again, in the miniseries, I liked those kids too. I think that's the stronger part of the story, anyways. Is the kids. When you get to the point where they're adults, like, it's still all right, but to me, it's not as, it doesn't captivate me as much. You know what I'm saying? But
casting is spot on though. Facts.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
The budget just wasn't big enough back in the day for the second part. Like, I felt like they maybe couldn't pull off a lot of the scenes that they pulled off in the remake part 2. You know, like, just I'm gonna go into detail, but there's a lot of stuff that they could have added to the original miniseries that they probably just didn't have the budget for, or whatever reason.
It was a TV series, you know. I mean, it was on TV back in the
it came on in the 1980s.
Lucky to have such a strong part 1. I mean, they were very lucky that everything was able to fall into place for that first miniseries, or else we probably wouldn't be talking about it too much.
Yeah, you're right.
Part 1's pretty scary.
Like TV nowadays, like the series Hannibal is pretty fucking brutal, man. I'm impressed that was a network show, but like, you know, back then when the miniseries came out, it was just like everyone was like a bunch of bitches. So I don't know. It's a little sensitive
for lack of a better term.
That's too funny.
You know, I'm pretty sure everyone knows how much I love It, the remake It of Chapter 1. I think a lot of problems people have with It Chapter 2 is because it's a lot easier to make a horror movie and have children be afraid of it than you can with adults. Yeah.
I still liked Chapter 2 though a lot.
Oh, I thought Chapter 2 was great.
Yeah, I thought Chapter 2 was good.
I did too.
Awesome.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, it was
really, really good. So you were a fan more. You were more of a fan of Chapter 1 than 2.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm a sucker for those like childhood camaraderie, like, you know, coming of age stories, and I thought they did it amazingly with, you know, mixing it with horror. I thought it was great.
Yeah. Well, since we're on the subject of It, I was going to ask this one a little bit later, but here's a good question. Between the two Pennywises, which one was your Pennywise?
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Way to go, Ben.
Unquestionably for me, I thought Skarsgård was way better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I had this conversation before. I can't remember with who. I don't know if it was with Mark or somebody from the Horror Hangout team. And I know for me, I compare that to the way I compare Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker to Jack Nicholson's performance of the Joker. They both did fantastic jobs, but they put their own spin onto it. You know, Tim Curry was a jokester. He was quack. He was wacky and cracky, but he was still violent when he needed to be violent. Where Scarsdale, and just like with Heath Ledger, his Pennywise is darker, more deadlier, more frightening. You know, something a little more from the source material. Because if you read the book, you know, Pennywise can change into any shape that he can. And that's what he does. Whatever the kids fear the most, he becomes that shape. You know, so especially when he becomes the leper and Richie's scene. Oh, that was disgusting when I thought
that was disgusting.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Gorephobe
said Curry all the way from Gorephobe.
Yeah, I agree. I think Tim Curry was just awesome as the It Clown.
Tim Curry was awesome as the It Clown. By far the best part of that miniseries.
I mean, yeah, he made the miniseries.
Yeah, he was.
He almost made the miniseries.
He really, really did. Van says, "Oh wow, that's tough, but I think I liked Skarsgård better." Yeah, I mean, he was good. He really, really was good. But personally, I go with Tim Curry. Personally,
I can't pick first. I can't pick. I think they're so different. It's hard to compare. Like Monty said, you know, Tim Curry was like the goofy one doing all the puns and stuff like that, and then Skarsgård, he was more. It's weird to say like realistic in his the way he would scare, because like when he's talking to Georgie,
more grounded
in part 1. And when he's talking to the girl under the bleachers in part 2, I'm getting like a real creeper, like I hate to say, like pedo vibe, like, you know, come in my van, I got the candy type of thing. So that's more scary for me.
Yeah.
When you have, you know, creepy, you know, alien being, whatever you want to say, it's in the form of an adult saying something that like that to a kid. That's why I think he might be more scary, but that doesn't make me like him better than Tim Curry. So I really can't pick a favorite of those two.
It's also like impossible to really choose. Like you're talking about actors portraying the same character, but the source material is so different. Like with Batman, you have the Nicholson, the Tim Burton one is like just such a different movie. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It really is.
Because when you look at those films, and if you read the comics, it's kind of hard trying to pinpoint because when you go into each era of comics, because you had, you know, from the Golden Age, the Silver Age, into the Modern Age, there's always been different versions of the Joker. So, you know, you really can't pinpoint which Joker that you want to use.
Nice. Yeah, it is all over the place. I agree with you. It's tough. It's tough. It really, really is. Real quick. So, as usual, Coriander, you have a few obscure movies you wanted to throw at us, right?
Yeah.
And this is that special part of the show that I really enjoy, and it's called
Coriander's Hot Picks.
That's amazing.
Who
I love it.
All right, what do we?
Isn't it?
Who did the voiceover?
What do we got, Cory? Huh?
All right. So the first movie, I mean, I'm a Klaus Kinski fan, and have you guys ever seen Crawl Space? Anybody?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I might have only seen it once or twice.
This is like a really good movie. Yeah. You know, he owns this like apartment house that he rents to women, and he's like this demented son of a Nazi surgeon who like he equipped this apartment building with like secret passageways. I mean, you have hidden rooms with like torture devices and murder weapons, and yeah, he goes crazy in this movie. Yeah, and it's really good.
He does play some creepy characters though.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
Doesn't he, though?
yeah. I mean, he
Basically,
played Nosferatu in a couple movies, so yeah. I enjoy him as an actor. So yeah.
you know, Kinski's going hard once he applies the eyeliner, man. You know it's over.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I couldn't imagine. This place would be friggin' creepy as hell to live in. I'm sorry, but no thank you.
Well,
Sort of reminds me of like H.H. Holmes, right? A little bit. He had that
Yeah.
murder hotel in Chicago.
Yep.
Which we need a movie on.
They're working on one.
I keep hearing Scorsese's supposed to make one.
Yeah, Scorsese was
really?
working on it.
With DiCaprio as Holmes.
I've been working on that for like
wait a minute.
5 years almost.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah, Leo. Yep. Wow, man. Gore folks said Kinski's creepy, man.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. And
Phil
the
says,
other movie,
I love Crawl Space. I own the blue.
Good.
Nice.
Good old
Yeah,
Phil.
Owns everything.
I'd love to see it in Blu-ray.
Yeah, right?
But
Yeah.
the other movie I have is called The Tenet, and that was directed by Roman Polanski, and he also starred in it too. And this is another crazy ass movie where you got a guy who rents this room, and this chick who lived in it before him, she committed suicide. And yeah, he like finds himself, going down this rabbit hole of like dangerous paranoia, and yeah, the ending is so shocking. Have you guys seen this?
That's one I have not seen. I've heard it. I haven't seen it.
I've heard good stuff about it, but I haven't seen it either.
It's pretty damn good.
Yeah, you have to check it out.
You can watch it on.
Like I said, I don't want to give too much away because the ending is what really it's crazy. You're gonna be like, yeah, it's just so good. So yeah,
it's really creepy, y'all. Like it is really very, very creepy. It's creepy seeing Roman Polanski on screen in general, but the movie's actually really well made. It's a really
kind of a creepy dude. He's kind of a creeper.
Yeah,
he is.
But movies good.
Rosemary's Baby, absolutely love it, even though that guy's a fucking creeper.
I love that.
I know, man. I know. I actually just watched that like last week, man, and that movie is still it's amazing. It really is. It holds up.
Tenet
The
is
tension, man.
Do not watch the remake.
Do not watch the remake of Rosemary's Baby. It's trash.
No.
Was there a remake?
No.
Yeah, TV movie. I think.
It was a TV version. I forgot. It was somebody. I forgot. They
Saldana or I think
it's Zoe. I think it's Zoe.
I think so.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no.
Which is too bad. That was a bad idea, man. It really was. Let's see. In the chat, Angela says that cracked me up. I know this is a little bit late, but Mr. Dan says the crew of Crawl Space wanted to murder Kinski. The director made a short film called Let's Kill Kinski. Whoa.
yeah, I
wow.
heard, it was difficult.
Yeah. I've heard he was difficult, but damn, that's going to the extreme, man. Van says, love the Tenet. Hardly anyone mentions this movie. Yeah.
Oh, good for you. Yeah, it's a great movie, man.
Mm-hmm. Phil says he still needs to grab the Tenet. Oh, wow. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And I like Sisters with Margot Kidder. Yeah, man, that movie is
Sisters
fantastic.
is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I finally just saw it when we did our episode on it for Slasher Movie Club. And man, that was such a good movie, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
Fred says there's a horror comedy that Roman Polanski I've seen called The Fearless Vampire Killers. It's starred in his late wife, Sharon
it was.
Tate.
Yeah, it
Were
was.
you talking about that, Cory?
Too.
Who, me?
Did you see that? Yeah, did you ever talk about
Fearless
that?
Vampire Killers? I think I did see it once. I didn't talk about it. But
okay.
I've been going back and seeing a lot of like 70s, 80s vampire movies that weren't necessarily like Hammer and stuff. But Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
I think Anti-Romantic Fiend, Martin, he might have talked about it.
that's who did it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It was Martin.
He's
Yeah,
reviewing
Martin,
some
yeah.
very cool movies, guys.
Yes,
It is good.
absolutely. Martin's awesome, man. Well, here's another question. I'll pose this one to you, Monty, because I always wondered this. What is the best and the worst Christopher Lee Dracula film, and why? Because I know you love those movies.
Hey, I grew up watching the Hammer horror movies, especially with the late great Christopher Lee.
Yes.
This is going to be tough because I love everything that Christopher Lee did with Dracula. There is one in particular that I didn't like, but I still enjoyed the film. Eric, you might guess this. Obviously, my favorite one, if anyone doesn't know this by now, it is Dracula Has Risen from the Grave, because it has my favorite scene in the movie. Get that thing out of my sight. It's just purely because. But after the first one, Christopher Lee doesn't talk that much, and like in Prince of Darkness, Dracula Prince of Dark, he has no lines in this one. So by the time he comes to Dracula's Visit from the Grave, he actually starts talking this one, and then he obviously talks more when Taste the Blood of Dracula. But the Satanic Rites of Dracula, that it was okay.
That's a 45-degree angle.
It was okay, but it kind of went sideways for me, and I'm like, this is not what Dracula does. But it was still Christopher Lee. But I guess it was more of the story wise, not just Christopher Lee's performance.
He got killed by a fucking bush in that one. I loved AD though. I loved AD.
Yeah, AD was decent. Yeah, AD was decent. Yeah,
AD was
and it's amazing because at the time, Hammer realized that they had to get out of the Gothic because America was modernizing horror, and we got to do something. So they decided to transport Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee to the 70s.
Yeah, right. That's funny. Nice. But I knew you'd have fun with that one because I know you love those movies so much. I know you do. Angela says, "Lie time is all you need to say." Laugh out loud. Angela, it's too funny. All right. So I got another one, and I think I'm going to pose this one to you, Cory. All right. What is the most terrifying thing about the movie Carrie to you? Because you love this movie so much.
Jesus. What's the most terrifying thing? I love this movie, but like I talk about it all the time. I don't know, man. It's one of those weird things. It almost makes like religion and Christianity creepy a little bit, and like that's a real vehicle for the character of Carrie. Like she's almost taunted by it, and I just like the scene when she gets thrown into the closet and forced to pray to the creepiest statue of Jesus I've ever seen. Still, to this day, Jesus has never looked more terrifying. And it's like Christianity, religion, it shouldn't be something that scares you, but in Carrie, they make it to where it does, and it's mainly driven by the mother character, Miss White, and the scene at the end where she gets crucified, basically in their kitchen, and she like
has that same pose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
the exact same pose. It's amazing. It looks.
Yeah, she got the exact same hairstyle and everything, and she's definitely a mirror image of that particular statue.
Yep. Like, and then like out of nowhere, like the film ends, and I know it's like just a few portions. Like the whole movie is fantastic, but the what's it called? The house tears down, like sucked into hell, and it's like
it goes into the earth,
and it's like,
it does.
Did Carrie cause that, or like was that an act of God, or I know it's different from the book, but like in the movie, like or the devil, and it's just something about that always stuck with me. I was like, man, it's just a really, really uncomfortable, terrifying situation. That whole movie's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
man.
Here's the thing, and this is one of the advantages I have from being born in the 70s and having to see movies that first came out in the theaters. When that scene comes out, when her hand comes out from the grave, and the whole audience freaks out.
Yes.
People drop
I
their
wish I could have seen
popcorn,
that.
they screamed out loud.
Right.
And of course, I'm basically just cracking the hell up because I have a morbid sense of humor, but the whole audience is screaming. People are running outside and people drop their drinks and all over the place. It's like, oh man.
When I saw that when I was little, like that ending scene, just I don't know, it hit. Like the music is perfect in the movie.
Oh yeah,
that dun, 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 that's crazy. Like it's really well made and well paced, and to this day, I know it's coming. Obviously, every time, and it's still like it makes me happy to like have that jolt of like, oh god, this is scary, you know. And
yes,
it's so well.
It kind of reminds you a little bit of what it's like to be scared. Movie.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's an excellent point.
This was my first horror movie. Yeah, and I was like in the third grade when I saw this movie, and I loved it. And I still love it. So yeah.
Yeah. Angela was saying the religious upbringing as well. Yeah. I mean, it was just creepy as hell, man. It really, really was. Agoraphobe says.
I mean, we had nuns in our
only
school.
So far.
Yeah. Yeah. Our principal was a nun. We had teachers that were nuns. I mean, yeah. It was crazy.
First time I saw this movie, I was a kid, and it was like on CBS. It was like a Sunday.
You saw the cut version.
Well, I was a kid anyways. I mean, come on, Monty's like, hey, you 8-year-old, get your ass in the theater and see the R-rated version.
So that's one of the disadvantages of being a kid in the 70s. I had to know because any movies I didn't see in the theater, I had to see to watch a cut version of it.
Yeah. But like you were saying, Cory, like some of those scenes, those iconic moments and stuff, man, they really hit because every time there was something religious going on in the movie, there was the creepy ass music. And the cinematography was kind of, it seemed like it kind of was a little bit more zoned in, and it just felt so. It was freaky, man. And that ending, that was one of the best shocking endings because they really play.
It's a perfect
on
movie,
your
man.
sympathy. Yeah, they play on your sympathy for Carrie because you feel so. Huh?
Oh my bad. I was saying.
Okay. But they were, they played on your sympathy for Carrie so much, and they got the music, and it's all dreamy and stuff, and then bam, and man, that scared the shit out of me as a kid. I'll never forget that. And it's still, like you said, it's a movie that still kind of gets you. It really, really does.
And lots of times when you see all these like top 10 like favorite jump scares, that scene is always on that list.
So good. De Palma did a great scare, man.
Yes, absolutely, man. Van says, yes, it does. The overly religious mother was scary. The situation she is put into the kitchen is too. Yeah, I mean, Margaret White, I mean, she's just, I'm telling you, man.
She brought it on herself.
Bad
She
stuff.
shouldn't have stabbed her daughter, and that wouldn't have happened.
She did.
Well, yeah, that's true too. Yeah. What was that? What?
Stabbed her in the back, literally.
Oh, right. I know, man. It was bad, man. Really, really.
As if the night couldn't have been worse. It's like, damn, my mom's crazy.
I know. All right, so Ben, this one's for you because I remember talking to you about one of your favorite movies, and I know it's a little controversial, but what makes Day of the Dead such a great movie?
Well, it's my favorite zombie movie. I absolutely love all the Romero zombie movies, mostly. All the original trilogy. And Day of the Dead's always been my favorite, though. I love the special effects in it are amazing, and the atmosphere of being so contained in this underground bunker, I think, and the tension between the scientists and the military, I think really does it for me. And you cap it all off with like some brutal ass gore that looks amazing, and it just works.
Yeah.
And
That
it's got
opening
Bub.
scene where the you gotta have Bub.
You forgot about
Yeah, and Bub, absolutely.
Bub was awesome. Awesome. That opening scene, man, when the zombies start, coming out of the woodworks and stuff, that was pretty. It's like, wow, man. Tom Savini really he really made a jump up from Dawn.
Oh yeah.
Which is what he want. Which is, huh?
I was gonna say, talk about jump scares, including hands. There's the whole thing where she's like looking in the room, like all the hands come out of the wall, like all of them.
Yes.
Every hand.
Yes. Right.
All of the hands. They threw all the hands at the same.
They're like, let's get all hands on deck for this one.
Remember, Carrie?
Right.
We're gonna do that, but 50.
We're gonna do that, but bigger and better.
Bigger
and more horizontal.
1,000 hands.
Exactly.
Good point. But yeah, Day is a good movie, man. Although I gotta admit, it took me a little bit to get on board with it because for me it was such a drastic, change from Dawn. But now it definitely, I really enjoy it a lot. I probably watch it more than Dawn.
I think the tone too is a lot dark. It's not as light-hearted as Dawn.
No,
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, there's less pie fights in Day of the Dead.
There's a lot less.
Could you imagine a pie fight in Day of the Dead? That would.
No.
Yeah, the military and the scientists should have just settled it with a tickle fight. I don't know what the problem is.
So of course, Ben, I have to ask this question.
Yeah.
Running zombies versus shamblers.
I like them all. I would say I go Shamblers over Running based on nostalgia and sort of like early perception of zombies.
Yeah.
But I love the fast ones too. I did not absolutely love Army of the Dead though. I will say that. A lot of people love that one.
It was okay. It had its moments. Yeah, I thought it was a bit too long, and the daughter was there for plot convenience.
Yes.
I think Zack Snyder is drunk with power after the Snyder cut, man. They should have edited that one down a little bit.
All right. So Coriander, I got one for you too, because I know obviously what your favorite movie is. So here's a question for you. Is a remake to An American Werewolf in London, is that a good idea?
Ooh.
At all?
No. I wouldn't do it.
No,
With CGI, no.
That was a quick answer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the reason, and I knew she would say that, but there's two things about it that I was going to say. I mean, at one point, John Landis' son was attached to do a remake, Max Landis, and his whole idea of it was to try to be faithful to how the original was done, meaning, and of course, a lot of people have said this before in movies, they're going to try to not use too much CGI. And then a lot of times the studios get all that bullshit. But one of the latest developments, at least a couple months ago, is that Robert Kirkman from The Walking Dead is now kind of behind the idea of doing the remake for An American Werewolf in London. So that's part of the reason why I wanted to bring it up. She's like, oh no.
Well, how about this? What if it's a remake of An American Werewolf in Paris? Would that be okay?
It should be.
No.
There should.
Even
That
more
movie
CG.
should be like burned and forgotten.
Van says hard no. That's too funny. So there's no hope at all, Coriander, right? That's what you're saying?
Well, if they did the old school, special effects where you actually created things and worked and not used a computer, yeah, I would probably. And if it was like a true remake, because I mean everything about that movie is perfect. So
It is.
I would maybe check it out, but I would be, I would still be worried about it.
Now, I will say this. Knight knows that I'm a big supporter of remakes. And I'll just say this. Remember, the original is always there, no matter how much a remake might suck. And if some people
wise one.
enjoy the remake, they might not have heard of the original, and it might help broaden the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because
If you haven't
Good-
heard
good
about
point.
the original, I mean, come on, where have you been, honestly? What type of a horror fan are you if you have not seen this movie? So I don't know.
Hey, most people don't know that The Thing is a remake from the 50s classic, The Thing from Another World.
That's
That's
true.
true.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I had that on
it's very true.
VHS, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Yes.
but my thing was this: remakes are going to get made. I mean, that's just how Hollywood is. I mean, come on, they're already got pre-production of the remake of The Exorcist that's in pre-production right now. So obviously, whenever they get the story right or when the time is right, don't be surprised if they actually do a remake of American Werewolf in London. As long as they pay some homage to the original and don't use goddamn CGI effects, a la the Wolfman remake.
I will
Yes.
Speaking of werewolf movies and animal movies simultaneously, Bad Moon from I think it was '96 has one of the worst CG transformations and one of the best practical werewolves. So they sort of ran the whole gamut through that one.
Yep. That's another movie, a horror movie that I don't hear a lot of people talking about. That's like when Knight and Coriander, they were doing all their tag videos, and werewolf was always one of those subjects. It was either like Dog Soldiers or American Werewolf in London. And that's why when I did mine, I'm glad, okay, finally, I could talk about Bad Moon. Because it seems like no one ever brings up how, other than that really fucking shitty CGI transformation at the end, so you have all this good before that one scene. It's like, now maybe some people can actually go look at it, because I think it's a really, really good movie.
It is, and the practical werewolf is like way more than makes up for that shitty ass transformation. Too.
Yeah,
I mean, the practical werewolf is amazing.
Right. I mean, because I like the story of the Wolfman, and I like some of the practical effects. But come on, man, it's like, what you do with a CGI transformation? You don't need a CGI. Come on.
Well, what was so sad about it is you had Rick Baker on working on it, and the whole idea was he was going to be trying to expand upon what he did in American Werewolf, and he was all excited about it and all that, and he went on board, and they were doing a lot of practical stuff. But then Universal came in and said, well, we're just going to touch up. We're going to just touch up some of this practical work, and ended up, doing about 75%, with the CGI, which was too bad, because it's like, it could have been, I liked it in the sense that it was a period piece. I was a big fan of Anthony Hopkins, and Benicio del Toro is a good actor as well. But as soon as you started seeing some of that CGI, it was like, shit, it's just too bad.
Here we go.
It's just too bad at all. And it's like, damn. And I've got it on Blu-ray, and I've watched it, a handful of times. I still try to enjoy it for what it is, other than the fact of being disappointed that Rick Baker wasn't able to, because he was really, I saw interviews with him. He was just so excited in the beginning because he really wanted to, because he looks at his work in American Werewolf as good, but he thought he could have done even better. And this was an opportunity for him to do some things that, again, would be kind of groundbreaking, but unfortunately, we never got to see it. Which really sucks.
I think it was Rick who said that that's why he's pretty much retired, is because everyone does CGI now.
Absolutely.
The practical effects guys can't find work.
Yeah, they need to come back, because this whole CGI shit is like ruining movies, honestly. They need to go back to the old school ways and do it the right way.
Do it the way God intended.
I guarantee you, Rick Baker would not have a hard time getting work if he wanted to continue doing practical effects, man. That guy's a legend in Hollywood.
Right?
He is.
You know what they need to do, y'all?
Really is.
They need to stop remaking the really good movies, and they need to start remaking some of the bad movies, or like the movies that are the movies that are like
Birdemic, right?
Like,
I was going to say Blood Rage.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Is we need to remake Blood Rage. We need to remake
Zombie 4.
We need to remake The Mutilator, and I don't know, maybe not Sleepaway Camp, but I mean, just because I don't know how they could pull off Sleepaway Camp
What?
today.
What?
Yeah.
You have a problem with Sleepaway Camp?
No, I love Sleepaway Camp. I just don't think it could be handled, like, especially the twist ending. I don't think it could be handled.
I
the
see what
same
you're
way.
saying.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like, it's transphobic and stuff, and it's like, yeah, let's just not touch Sleepaway Camp. You know what I mean?
Can I just rant for a moment? It's
Please.
not transphobic at all. It's the exact opposite. It's like trying to contain someone's sexuality in something that they don't identify with, and it creates havoc. You know what I mean?
But the thing is,
good point.
If you've been on Twitter, Twitter will attack that movie. They will say it's because the trans person is portrayed as a killer, and it's portrayed as sort of like mental illness that they.
It's not a trans person. That's the problem.
I know.
The aunt.
One of
The
those
aunt's
three.
the fucking
Twitter
crazy
will go
one,
crazy.
man.
Yeah.
I'm not on Twitter, but I'm not
like
on
that.
Twitter for a reason, man. Twitter is a fucking toxic place.
But hey, I've looked at it and it's like, yo, you really can't do anything. Like, you can't please anybody with stuff. They are going to find a reason. I'm like, yo, like, we probably like the movie. Like, I love Sleepaway Camp. We'd probably support a remake.
Yeah,
but I guarantee you, it would have like horrible backlash for like reaching for reasons to hate it.
There's a whole problem right now where people misunderstand dealing with like stuff like dealing with race issues as being a racist film. It's really annoying.
I feel you.
Have you guys seen the show Them on Amazon?
Bro, yes, I was just gonna say that. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Read the reviews, it's like, this is racist garbage, and it's like, it was amazing, man.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
I hated Old Girl.
It's too bad.
But it was fantastic.
All the white people in it were so fucking vile, but like, I don't take that personally because I'm not a racist piece of shit.
There you go.
Right there you go.
It's not targeting me. It's like there was a bunch of racist pieces of shit back then. That's just.
I mean, yeah, because when I was watching it, I was like, "But this is how it was back then. You can't ignore it." You know?
Exactly. Yeah. You can't run from the past.
Right.
While I was trending, and people were saying like, "We need to stop this," you know, like the violence against black people in the movies. It's been beaten to the ground, and it's like, and then I was like, "There's no way this is that bad." So I went out and watched the show, and I told my buddy John to watch it. And I'm like, we both thought it was like incredible, like very, very well made, and the story was appropriate. And like, I don't know, I feel like I don't know how to say it. Like, people need things to be upset about constantly.
Right. Yeah.
That show was.
We'll have to have something.
But I agree.
That show was dark, man. There was some dark shit in that show, man. The cat in the bag scene, I was like, it made me like internally shudder. It was just fucking. And I'm a seasoned horror dude, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I had almost forgotten. Mr. Dan was saying R.I.P. to Desiree, Aunt Martha. I had forgotten that she had just.
Yeah, it was just yesterday or today, within the last couple of days, I think.
Yeah, I heard about her.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Well, here's another question I'm gonna throw it at you guys, since we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, or Monty was asking about it. But between the two, 28 Days Later or Dawn of the Dead, the remake.
Oh, okay.
Here's goes my 2 cents for this one, and I'll say this until the day I die.
Okay.
Those are not zombies. And 28 days later, those are infected people with the rage virus. Yes, they bite.
Right.
They spit up blood, but they don't eat people. They are not zombies. They are infected.
But is cannibalism really the deciding factor for being a zombie? Because they could very well have died and then been rejuvenated as rageful entities.
No. The thing about the infected people and 28 days later is once you kill them, they're dead. They don't come back up.
Well, you shoot a zombie in the head.
They are very hard to kill because they're so full of rage that you can actually have someone with half their arm still running at you, but once you kill them, they're dead. That's it. I mean, you can, and you don't even have to kill them, and you don't have to shoot them in the head. You can just blow them up, and they're dead. That's the whole big difference between these two movies. But I still love both movies.
Yes.
I mean, it
Van was saying that too.
Yeah, it's the inspiration of seeing them run is what probably got Zack Snyder to create the running zombies in his Dawn of the Dead remake, and that's my favorite zombie film.
Oh, that's your favorite.
That's my favorite zombie film. Yes,
It's a good one.
Was good, man. I can't lie, man. I saw that in the theater, and I was just like, wow. It was just like it just started right off, and it was just hitting you over the head, and I was just like, this is really good. There it is. You had it right there.
Yeah, so close.
Wow, that's
he sleeps with it under his pillow every night.
He's got a little rocket around his neck with it in it.
Oh Jesus! We got filthy Dan's in the chat. What's going on, man? He says, "I'm bummed that I have to say Dawn of the Dead by default." Yeah, they were both good, man.
Yeah, don't be bummed. Dawn of the Dead is really good.
Oh, it's just
don't be
he hadn't seen
Oh,
it the 28.
Oh, that's because he says he's still got to watch.
yeah.
He's
You
like,
got to
man,
watch 28 days later, and then after that, watch 28 weeks later.
Yeah, I prefer weeks because that opening. Me and Knight have talked about it before. That opening scene with the husband running across the field,
and that music by John Murphy. That is so. Oh man, that still gives me.
Man, I'm gonna tell you. When I first saw that, and Eric, we talked about it. Robert Carlyle in that opening, that was just so amazing. Like it got you just so pumped up, and you were actually terrified the way that the scenes were shot. I mean, he was like always like that close to biting it, literally. He got out, and I love Robert Carlyle. Anyways, he's a great actor. But that's a fantastic movie, man.
And then I won't say any spoilers. The scene when he's reunited with his wife.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Yeah. I will leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Johnny Walker's in the chat, and what's up, everyone?
Johnny?
What's up? But yeah, 28 weeks later, man, it's such a good movie. My biggest regret is that they didn't do the next one, which there was the idea that they were going to do.
But yeah, it's supposed to be 28 months later, but they never got it. They never got to it.
That is a crime because both of those movies, Days and Weeks, they were just so damn good, and they felt fresh, in a subgenre that had so many different entries, but these two movies still felt pretty fresh. It was crazy. Very, very crazy. But Weeks was great. All right, so we got another one here, and this one, I think, Cory, you'll enjoy this one, I think. Friday the 13th, Part 4, or Dream Warriors.
Damn it.
Yeah, there you go.
Or Dream Warriors?
Have some of that.
It's like saying you have one kid, you have to punch in the fucking face. Which one?
Yeah.
That's rough, man. Who can make that decision?
Good luck.
You got a punch in the face.
Man, I mean, to be real, like at least for me, like I'd give it to Friday the 13th Part 4. I've always liked that.
Yeah.
I love Jason. I've never been the biggest Elm Street fan. I love the Elm Street movies. Don't get me wrong. And Part 3 is obviously like one of the best. I prefer Part 4, unpopular opinion, but Part 3, is epic. I just love Friday 13th Part 4 is easily like one of the best slashers ever made. The Gore's fantastic, like all the characters are great. Everything just works, and like all I have to say is Crispin Glover, yo.
Yep.
Yeah,
right.
If Nightmare on Elm Street, Crispin Glover, maybe I would like it more, but
yeah, that's one of the main factors that pushes me to pick Elm Street. Friday the 13th 4 is first off, Ted White's my favorite Jason. I prefer non-zombie Jason, and you got I'm a huge Crispin Glover fan. I've seen pretty much every movie that I can find of his. Like I even love Willard, the remake that not a lot of people enjoy.
I love that movie.
And
that was a good
so
one.
you got that. You got Savini coming back with the gore. He kills off his creation.
Right.
You actually have Like you know me, Knight. If the characters are annoying for 90 minutes, why should I give a shit? I like these characters for so many different reasons. I even like Teddy Bear, the horny guy who has to get stuck watching the Stag films all by himself. Yeah, he's still fun. So now I do like Dream Warriors a lot. You know me, I love Kincaid, but the thing with the build up with the dungeon master, how you talk all this shit and boom, you shoot some force lightning at him and then you're taken out like a little bitch. That just I can't do it. So I have to go with. But I will say this in response to Dream Master that Cory says. Even though Killian's not here, bless his heart, I do like that in your intro you did throw Alice in there because we know how much Killian loves Alice.
Mm-hmm. So, I know. I had to put that in there.
But Cory loves Dream Master. I'm always holding that torch, for Dream Child. I'm like one of the 2 people in the world that like Dream Child.
I know, man. I know. I give you so much credit, man, because you just put it right out there, man. But you do make some good points. I will give you that. Like I can tell that you've had to defend your points like 1,000 times because as soon as you start talking about stuff, you're like, and this is why, and this is why, this is why, like a lawyer or something. You're ready to go, man.
I've got detailed files. Trust me.
I have detailed files.
Exactly.
Filthy Dan says, final chapter for me, but I prefer Nightmare on Elm Street as a franchise overall. Ooh. All right.
The thing about the final chapter is it's like the quintessential Friday the 13th movie, and almost the quintessential slasher film.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I love them both, but I would go final chapter just based on that. Because I would say the quintessential Nightmare on Elm Street movie is probably the first one for me.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think Freddy got too silly.
Yeah,
Freddy just got too silly for me to like. I like the first one and the third one, and I mean the rest are like whatever.
Because I think what happened was
part 2 needs more love.
I love part 2. Absolutely love it.
I think what happened was the character went through a change after the third one, and then he definitely with the fourth one and the fifth one, that's when he started to do his puns.
It's just too silly, man.
Yeah.
I want to make a point.
I mean, Jason. I'm just a Jason lover, so I'm biased in this question.
The Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I can't remember which one of you guys said like you didn't like how he died at the end of part 3 with Freddy and whatnot. I don't like how.
Oh man!
How like all the Nightmare on Elm Street sequels end with some weird little dream thing happening. And it's always like a light beam or something, and then he gets the way they kill off in every movie gets dumber and dumber to me, to where it's like it takes away the stakes. Like, he's doing all these cool kills and stuff, but we all know how this is going to end, man. You're going to die by someone not being scared of you all of a sudden, or a little beam of spirits leaving your body, and you twirl around in a circle, and they use little light effects, and you're gone. Until the next movie, and I don't.
Here's my question for you guys: which is the bigger piece of bullshit, Dream Demons or Jason Worms? You know what I mean? Which is
Dream Demons?
Hold on. I didn't get the question. I like.
He's talking about Freddy's Dead and Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday.
Yeah, Dream Demons versus Jason Worms.
Bruh.
Can I be the first to say, can we?
Jason Worms all the way.
I like
Jason.
Freddy's
you prefer them?
You're
or
saying that that's the best?
That I prefer the Jason Worms.
I prefer Jason Goes to Hell.
Because I caught you guys, ripping apart my Freddy's Dead, and at least have some love for Freddy's Dead.
Welcome to my world. They're always ripping on Jason Goes to Hell, so I feel you, Monty.
I used to rip on it all the time until I watched Freddy's Dead, and I was like, at least they gave a shit in Freddy or Jason Goes to Hell. Like with the worm thing, it's absurd as a concept, but at least it kind of looks good. It kind of looks good. But in Freddy's Dead, it's like, these are the dumbest worms I've ever seen in my life. Like, how can you do this? Were they serious?
The dumbest worms I've ever seen.
They are top 10.
Compared to what other worms, Cory?
compared to the Jason ones where it's like
Okay.
it's because it's practical. I'm pretty sure they didn't do CGI in Jason Goes to Hell.
Right.
And that's what
Slasher Fred said, I read that there was an alternate ending in Friday 4 that revealed the fate of Tommy and Trisha's mother. Yes. Yeah. She was
I think they found her drowned in a bathtub, didn't they?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Which is very like.
Right. Dan says, exactly. Quintessential is the most singular way to describe Final Chapter for my money. Yeah.
And I love how Final Chapter started. We're at the crime scene. I mean, there isn't another Friday movie that starts like actually at the crime scene and people are investigating, is it?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so.
But right from the beginning, you could see that they were really putting some effort into the movie. You know what I'm saying? As far as
they had a helicopter shot and everything.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Part 4 was amazing. I gotta admit. Fred says, I read that in Jason Lives, it was supposed to reveal Jason's father. Yes, I heard that too. Yep.
What's his name?
Elias.
Elias.
Yeah, Elias. Yeah. Elias Voorhees.
See,
Dan
here
says,
you go.
Jason Goes to Hell beats Freddy's Dead like a group of redheaded stepchildren.
No one gives Freddy's Dead no love.
All right. Well, Monty, we'll make your case for Freddy's Dead over Jason Goes
Give
to
it
Hell.
some love then.
Give him some love, man.
Raise a torch on it. It's okay.
Here we go.
Normally, what I did like about what they attempted to do with Freddy's Dead is that we all know basically Freddy's backstory was very simple. You know, his mother was caught in an insane asylum and she was raped by 1,000 bastards and not 1,000, but 1,000 psychos, and that's basically it. At least in this particular movie, Freddy's Dead, they try to give a more definitive background and the reason why he decided to kill the kids in Springwood, because we found out that he actually was married, he had a daughter, he had a wife. Yeah, he was still a pedophile, but when the state took him away, he decided to get his revenge. I said, oh, you took away my kid, I'm going to take away your kids. That's what I like about what they were trying to do in the story. Yeah, it's some silly elements in the movie, especially with the Bugs Bunny falling on the spikes. But I did find it funny because I'm a huge Looney Tunes fan, and I thought Robert Englund, some of the stuff he did was great. Some of this great. It's not as bad as the remake. It's not as bad as the Dream Child.
Oh,
Eric.
wow.
Shots fired.
Bam. Mic drop.
That's okay.
But you know what, though? I will say this, though. Freddy's Dead, I agree with you. Given the backstory was actually pretty cool. And I think Lisa Zane was good in it. Yaphet Kotto, he's always good in everything. The only thing about Freddy's Dead is that they were trying to have this quirky humor, and that was intentional. That was intentional by everyone behind the camera, and even Robert Englund himself said we were trying to add, some quirkiness to it. They were inspired by Twin Peaks at the time and all that type of stuff. If they had done that movie with him at least as serious as he was like in 4, I think it would have been so much better. Much better.
Yeah, because when I read that, and I could see, I said I could see what they were attempting to do, but some of the humor lands, but most of it doesn't, and I think that's the reason why a lot of people don't like it. But I enjoyed the film. It's not the best in the series, but I do enjoy it. I did enjoy Freddy's Dead.
Oh, and don't get me wrong. There's not a Nightmare on Elm Street film that I don't like at all.
Right.
It's just
that's the one thing that's interesting is that people do enjoy all the movies, but there are some that they don't like as much. And that just shows how popular the franchise was. That you can even enjoy the quote unquote bad entries. I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
I don't remember. Something I'm sure it was very awesome, but
just the usual worm talk that we have on these shows. That's all.
Speaking of worms,
jeez. Oh man. All right, so we'll do one more, and then we'll see what we got. All right. or Insidious.
Conjuring all day for me.
I'm going Conjuring.
That was quick.
Yeah, I'm going Conjuring too.
Better story. I think it's scarier.
The
Sorry.
Conjuring.
I think the Conjuring. I think is scarier.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's better executed too. Across
Yeah, it is.
the franchise.
Yeah, I gotta
Can't
go
even
with the
talk about the Insidious franchise. Hey, man.
Yeah,
but I do like Insidious a lot, though. I do
You
like
can't
Insidious
you
a lot, but
you can't get a better jump scare than when she
Patrick
sees
Wilson.
the lipstick face or Darth Maul behind
Darth Maul demon. Yep.
behind Patrick Wilson's head.
Yeah.
That scene
Yes.
was awesome. I love it.
I love that
that
scene.
was a good one.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yeah,
the one
I do
thing.
too, man.
It's like, other than that scene, I don't know. There's nothing that really stays with me when we're talking Insidious. Besides that one scene, which is really scary. And I guess the scene at the end where, again, that figure pops up and you see him behind the glass and the organ. Like, that's
The
creepy.
glass.
That's creepy stuff. Like, that's real creepy. But there's not enough of that in the movie for me to like.
I'm a huge Lin Shaye fan, so that's why I like
Me
Insidious.
too.
Although I prefer The Conjuring. We finally just watched The Conjuring 2 like a couple weeks ago, and we thought that was great as well. We really liked that one a lot.
Yeah.
That's decent.
They killed it.
Yeah. Jason says I got to go with Conjuring. Yeah, I think most people probably would. I think most people would. All right, we'll do another one just because we got some time here. All right. Eric will like this one.
Easy. So easy. Chucky 100%, man.
Chucky or Leprechaun?
I mean, it's Chucky, right? It is Chucky.
What?
I mean, it is Chucky. We all like Chucky more than Leprechaun, right? But don't sleep on Leprechaun. Leprechaun's fun. It's just some of the movies aren't as good as.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, how much fun is it, Knight? How much fun is The Leprechaun?
It's not fun at all. You know that. Other than the first movie.
Yeah, the problem with the Leprechaun is that there's no continuity between any of the movies.
Absolutely.
they're all standalones.
Well, isn't there a Back to the Hood and a Back to the Hood 2?
Yeah, but they're two different Leprechauns.
Two different,
And they're terrible movies.
That's
two different
continuity.
movies.
Oh man, I'm gonna puke.
I will say this, so it is interesting if you see how many people that we recognize have been in a fucking Leprechaun movie. We have Jennifer Aniston, you know, Caroline Williams from Coriander's favorite, Texas Chainsaw 2.
I love that one too, by the way, Coriander.
We have one of the Tool Time girls from Home Improvement, the one who isn't Pam Anderson. She's in one of them. Ice-T's in the first Hood movie. Coolio shows up for like a 2-second cameo. So there's so many recognizable people that needed $5 to show up in a Leprechaun movie. But it is interesting, the different actors and actresses that's been involved in the series.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Dan
if you're wondering,
says,
I'm still picking Chucky.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Yeah, Leprechaun
Dan
4 greater
says,
to see the Chucky.
Yo,
Yes.
That's
Leprechaun 4 is underrated.
It's like saying a plate of shit tastes better than a bowl of shit.
Killing me.
I'm with you there, Dan. I like Leprechaun 4, man. I think it gets some. I think it needs a Blu-ray. I think it needs a 4K release.
Oh, I've got it on Blu-ray, so don't worry.
Oh wow.
Does it look good?
Man.
Like at least like the.
Well, again, is it a bowl of shit or is it a plate of shit? It looks okay for a Blu-ray.
That's good. I need that.
Nice. Ben says, I'm pumped for the Chucky TV series.
I'm interested to see what they do with it for sure.
Yeah, I'm interested too. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
have you guys seen
I don't know.
Rumpelstiltskin? Rumpelstiltskin or the first Leprechaun?
I have seen. Oh, Rumpelstiltskin is fun.
It is fun.
Rumpelstiltskin is a
I have
lot
not
of
seen
fun.
Rumpelstiltskins. Yeah, I heard it was good, but that's one I have not seen.
I haven't
yet.
seen it either.
I go Rumpelstiltskin.
Have you seen that
over
one?
the original Leprechaun.
Yeah,
Really? I haven't
just
seen
the
have you seen that
performance
one,
by the
Coriander?
actor.
I think it's on
What,
Tubi.
Rumpelstiltskin?
Yeah, I think it's on
Yeah.
Tubi. Yeah,
Watch that. It's good.
Oh.
didn't I release that?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that came out in the 90s, man. I think.
Yeah, that was like 95.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm thinking about something else.
Wow.
It might be a Pinocchio film that they released.
Yeah, you might be thinking Pinocchio's Revenge, maybe.
Yeah, I might be confused with Pocono's
classic.
Revenge. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, don't ask
Ben,
me.
Ben
It's
was
okay.
saying Pinocchio's Revenge is fun too.
Hey, you know what? Like we've all said, we like what we like. You know, I like the Ginger Dead Man
It's true.
sequel, so who am I to say anything?
Oh wow.
Ginger Dead is
Coriander, what do you
epic.
think of the Ginger Dead?
Right.
How do you feel about that
Now,
villain?
I said the sequels, not the first one.
All of
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was good about the sequels versus the first one?
Because, okay, well, the first one is about Gary Busey's a bank robber. He's shot. His blood gets mixed in with some gingerbread dough or some bullshit. He becomes a killer cookie. Okay.
That's almost bad as Jack Frost.
Okay.
Hey, look,
but
when
wait.
you say it out loud, that's the
Okay.
funny thing. Saying
but-
it out loud
okay,
is just hilarious.
But it's performed like it's serious. It's a serious film. Now, when you get to the second one, which the subtitle is called Passion of the Crust.
oh geez.
God.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's called Passion of the
Is
Crust.
it really?
They are so self-aware. No, I'm not done that because we got the third one too. It's so self-aware and dumb. That's what makes it fun. Now, the third one is called Saturday Night Cleaver because it involves time travel where he goes back to the 70s.
God.
Oh man.
It is so dumb and self-aware that you can't hate it. Now, I hate the first one because it's done in such a serious way. It's like the director of Birdemic. You know, this is a masterpiece. You know, that's how they take it. No, it's about a killer fucking cookie. Why are you taking it so goddamn serious? You know what I mean?
And don't forget the one. Don't forget the one where the evil Bong crosses over.
Yeah, that's true. Evil Bong versus Ginger Dead Man. Yeah.
I love it.
Wow.
I think the best worst movies are the ones they try to take like overly serious though. Like when you try to play up the camp, it doesn't come off as well for me personally. A lot of times, I haven't seen Gingerbread. I have not seen Passion of the Crust. So I don't know. That's a great movie.
Just saying it out loud is like
That just is ridiculous. I'm
And
sorry.
the cover art is a crucified gingerbread man.
You can't help
That's
but laugh
ridiculous.
at a movie like that because it's silly, it's dumb as hell, but it's still funny.
And like I said,
Ginger Wheat Man's coming out.
the Ginger Wheat Man. Oh,
And like I said, the third one involves time travel. He goes back to
No,
the
I tried
70s, you know,
Ginger
the roller
Wheat,
rinks
but
and
I wouldn't
everything.
watch it.
It's
Yeah, because as a matter of fact, Ashley, the movie Oracle, she actually reviewed the Ginger Wheat Man this week, and she absolutely loved it.
Bro.
She actually said this
Wow.
was the best movie she's seen so far in 2021.
Are you looking it up, Cory?
Yeah, I need to. I have to see this movie. Like, yo,
It's like, yeah.
I mean, it's like this. If you see Ashley's review of this movie, you would be, man, I gotta check this up because she absolutely loved it.
where can I watch it?
Wow, man.
probably Tubi. Tubi has, I know
I am.
Tubi has like 2 or 3 Evil Bongs. It's got all of the Ginger Dead Men, so I'm sure it's got the crossover.
They make me happy. Like, there's stupid movies that you can just like throw on and do nothing with. Like, they're meaningless and they're hilarious. Yeah, I need to see Ginger.
No, there are good movies like that.
Mhm.
I agree, man.
Thank you for bringing it.
Dan says the Puppet Master films are something interesting. Talk about zero cares for film to film continuity. Oh boy, yeah, that's the truth, man. What is there, like eight or 9 Puppet Master films?
More than that, I think.
It's a whole
Yeah, there's more than that now.
Like
Yeah, more than
13.
that
And then
now.
there's
It's just like with the Amityville films. There's so many of them.
And there's like 2 or 3 crossovers as well. So who knows?
I
Yeah.
have a funny
Demonic
story with
Toys.
that, dude.
Uh,
I have a
What's
story
that?
with that. Like, so back when I was like smoking a lot of weed, right? I said I was going to marathon all of the Puppet Master films. This is before I was on YouTube. And
Oh no.
I remember
I
I got real baked. I took a big dab, and I think it was one of the Puppet Masters. Like, once you get later into them, they sort of like blend together. And there's one Puppet Master movie that is nothing but callbacks. It's like parts from every sequel. And I was high thinking here, like, I thought I changed the movie. It was like parts, everything from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and maybe 6 or something jammed into one movie. And I was like, what is going on? Like that movie, like Puppet Master is the weirdest franchise in the world. Like honestly, a little bit weirder than Hellraiser.
Oh man, if you think that's trippy, you should actually watch Fried Barry. If you haven't watched Fried Barry yet, that's a trippy movie.
I watched it last week. Had no idea what was going on the whole movie and had a good time.
Can I just say, like, when I saw Jason Goes to Hell in the theater, I've been sober since the 90s, but I saw that movie on mushrooms in the theater, and it still was not impressive. Like, I could have had more fun staring at like busy wallpaper, literally. That's a problem with your film.
You can't enjoy it on mushrooms.
Yeah, man.
Movie, yo. That's hilarious.
I'll say this: you don't have to have mushrooms to watch Fried Barry, because that movie is so tripped out. It's just like altered states.
Yeah,
man,
that movie was. That's how Fried Barry is. Mm-hmm.
It's good, y'all. Check that out, man.
Yeah,
it's really good.
I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I love Altered States. That was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. All right, so this will be the last one for you guys, and I'll pose this to each of you guys. Here it is: haunted house horror.
Ooh.
Possession horror.
Yeesh.
That'll be the last one for the night, man. That'll be the last one.
It's a good one.
All right.
Well,
we'll start with you, Monty, and we'll just go around.
Let's see. I've seen more good possession horror movies than I've seen haunted horror house movies, because it seems like we get a somewhat similar formula where we take a bunch of good-looking young people, stick them in the horror house, stick them into a haunted house, or they get warned not to go into this house, but they do it anyway for a day, and all of a sudden they have to go and they have to fight for their lives. So I've seen more of that trope than I've seen possession horror. So it's got to be possession horror for me.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. How about you, Cory?
You basically took the first sentence that popped into my mind away. Like it's the truth. Like I've seen more good possession movies in general. Like I'm not a big fan of modern haunted house horror movies or modern possession movies, but like the older possession movies, they're fun. Even the bad possession movies, I like if they were made in the 70s and the 80s. But I find it hard. So I'd have to go with possession as well. I don't know. If there's a modern haunted house horror movie out there that you guys know of that's actually pretty good, like even in a campy way, name it, because I couldn't name one.
We Are Still Here.
We Are Still Here?
Oh, yeah.
That's good. That's good.
I liked Hell House LLC. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I didn't like Hell House.
Oculus.
Yep. Oculus is a good one.
That was more about a haunted. That was more about a haunted. That was more about a haunted mirror than a haunted house.
True.
And a little bit more about possession as well. Sort of a little blending of the two, right?
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, good point. Yeah, but I love that movie. How about you, Eric?
I'm gonna say I think I enjoy haunted house movies more because I'm a sound guy, and I think haunted houses require. Okay, I'll be right back. If you want to go ahead and go to bed more quick.
Okay.
Okay. All right,
man. I'm gonna have to get a little philosophical here, guys. The thing that I love about haunted house movies is at their best, they are atmospheric, and I love an atmospheric film that can put me in that sort of state of mind and that mood. But the thing about possession that is scary is it's a scarier concept for me to not be able to trust in someone you're supposed to be able to trust in. You know what I mean? So if that person's identity is not what you expect it to be, in general, that is scarier to me. It's kind of a mixed bag there. I don't know which. I think possession's scarier. Not for as far as religious stuff goes, like demon possession, that's not scary to me. But just the replacing someone you're supposed to trust and know with someone that you can't trust is scarier. But I'd probably rather watch a haunted house movie. So mixed bag there.
How about you?
Mixed bag.
Huh?
I said it was a good thing that you said there about the mixed bag, because a haunted house movie can essentially also be a possession movie. And
yeah.
Before,
That's true.
sorry about this, but it's time for me to go because I do have to get up and go to work tomorrow.
Okay, all right. We'll catch you later, Mark.
Ben, you were killing me tonight, Ben.
Have a good night, Mon.
All right, see y'all guys later.
Peace, Mon.
Catch you later. How about you, Coriander? Which one would you choose?
Well, for me, I would probably have to do the haunted house, just because I've been in a few haunted houses. So yeah, that's kind of for me. Yeah, I would have to go with the haunted house.
Are those your favorite movies, or just scariest, or both?
I think the scariest. Yeah. I like them both, but I just think the haunted house, because like I said, I've experienced shit that it's creepy shit, and when you experience something and you're watching it and you know that it, for me, it just makes it scarier.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, to me, and I'll get back to you too, Eric, but to me, my answer is very similar to yours, Ben, because like I really like those atmospheric haunted house movies, like the ones that are the best. They just kind of they like transport me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I've seen a few weird things in houses too, so maybe it hits home a little bit more. But possession horror can be very. It's scary, kind of like what you were saying, Ben. When you have someone that is not themselves, they're being controlled by some other force or whatever. And that can be so damn scary, especially when you don't know why or how it happened or how you can try to save that person. So it is definitely a mixed bag.
Look at the movie The Entity. I mean, you get a chick who's being repeatedly raped by this ghost. I mean, come on. Mm-hmm. That's kind of freaky shit.
That was a good movie. I remember that one.
It was.
That's it. That Barbara Hershey was in that. Yeah. It was a good one.
Yeah, she was. Yep.
Dan was saying, I got to say haunted house horror simply because I feel there's a bit more you can do. Sure, they use the same tired formula, but man, there is a lot you can play with there. And he says, on the other hand, possession horror plays with religious themes, which is fun for upsetting the apple cart, and that's always unsettling for me. That's a good point. That is a good point. But Eric, you can finish your thought on that.
Okay. Well, what I was saying is, the reason why I prefer haunted house films is, for me, I'm like a sound guy when it comes to my movies, and I think like The Conjuring, with the clapping game, and 90% of the time these movies are in the dark, so you have that ambience feeling of it, and it's, for me, it's the creep factor. I mean, there are some good, possession movies, like, of course, The Exorcist. I love The Last Exorcism. Thought that was really well done. But I just prefer just the way, like, I also, when you're watching horror movies, you want to watch them in the dark. And I think that helps haunted house films, for me, feel more creepy. And sometimes, it's the anticipation. Like, if you're halfway through a movie, okay, this shit's happened, this has happened, this has happened. You're waiting for the next thing to happen. And then suddenly nothing's happened, and then boom. See, I love jump scares if done right. So haunted house films can have those sounds coming at you from all directions. And if you got a really good sound system too, it makes it feel like, your house is making that noise, type of thing. Like I think I talked about this, I don't know if it was on our last stream, is when we first watched The Conjuring, me and my wife, I made her watch it with as little light as she would allow. So we were watching it, and of course it was scaring her. And we lived in a house that was like built in like 1910 or something. So every floorboard creaks wherever you walk anyway. And of course that was the night when we had to do laundry in the basement too. So it was just like one of those, it just helps you, I think, with the, just the feel of it,
atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Haunted house movies are, if they're done right, they're pretty timeless too. That's the other thing about it. I mean, there's some really good haunted house movies from back in the day that, to me, are still really, really good.
His house, Ben
Seriously.
Grimm brings up, was a good one.
Yes, it was. I think you guys.
Oh, a good haunted house movie from last year.
Like I like a lot more haunted house movies than I realized. I sort of just said possession, like, but a lot of my favorite possession movies are also haunted house movies.
Yeah,
his house was like extremely good, and that was definitely a haunted house movie. So,
yeah. And the touch of possession in that one too. So I think a lot of those are a little hybrid,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's true. I mean, look at The Conjuring. I mean, that's a mixed that's a mixed bag as well.
And even
especially
like sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, even a movie like House of the Devil, which is a possession movie, but takes place in a very atmospheric house. Like, for me, it's, might as well be a haunted house movie.
I would call that one as haunted house. Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. I haven't seen it in a while, but yeah, I really like that one. That's a good one. Shit. I almost forgot about it. Thanks for mentioning that, Ben. I gotta watch that again. I haven't seen it in a couple. I haven't seen that in a couple years. Well, sometimes after a while you forget about movies. And Ben Grimm was talking about The Innkeepers. That's another one that I really like too. It was really subtle. I dig movies like that, man. I really, really do.
That movie, House of the Devil. I'm from Sacramento. I'm like family friends with the Gerwig family. Which is Greta Gerwig was the daughter of that family, and she was in House of the Devil. And I didn't know that when I saw House of the Devil, and it sort of blew my mind when I saw her on the thing. I was like, wait, what? It was like really weird. But that also
is cool.
Like, every time I think about it, I think of like that sort of moment of like, wait, what in the fuck?
I've never seen House of the Devil. Is that the one with Tom Noonan?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the tall dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to always watch. I'm a huge Noonan fan. From all the way back from Manhunter.
Yes, I loved him in Manhunter, man. Oh, jeez. He was so good in that. He was good at Coriander, one of your favorites, Wolfen. He was good with his little part in Wolfen.
Yeah.
Tom Noonan. Yeah.
Shoot, I love him in anything, even like Last Action Hero, the Schwarzenegger film.
Yes.
Yeah. See. Monster Squad as the Frankenstein monster. He's good in everything.
Yeah.
He is. He's one of those guys, he just like, it doesn't matter how big or small his part may be in the movie, he always kind of stands out.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a certain thing about him that just kind of makes him stand out. But he was so good in Manhunter. Oh man, he creeped me out as a kid. When I saw that movie as a kid, I was just creeped out. It's such a creepy movie, and his performance, I'm telling you. Really good stuff. But anyways, guys, well, I think that we've gotten to that point. I think we've gone through the whole shebang. But thank you guys for definitely coming on again. This was really, really fun. We gotta do this again. It was fun, getting some laughs and talking movies and stuff. Mr. Dan says Noonan is great. Yeah, he is. He really, really is. I haven't seen him in anything in a long time, though.
He was in Late Phases. Did you see that one?
No, I haven't.
Oh, that's a good one. Interesting werewolf film. I
heard it was pretty good, but I never got a chance to see it. When did that come out?
COVID's such a time warper. It could have been yesterday. It could have been like 30 years ago. I'm not sure. It feels like it was recent within the last 5 years, but I could be wrong. It could have been more like, I don't know. Let me do a quick little Google search here. 2014, yeah. So I guess
2014. Okay.
Time warp, son of a bitch.
Hey, man, it happens. It really, really does. Time is weird to me too. It really is. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. For anybody watching in the chat or watching the replay, I'll definitely have the links to these guys and their wonderful channels. You got to check them out. Great content, and it's always fun listening to them talk, as we did tonight. So
tonight was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm glad to join.
So we'll catch you guys later. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Take it easy. We'll catch you guys later. Peace out.
Upchurch.